Hi, so I'm going to speak about the process of awakening, spiritual awakening, and ascension process from my own personal experience. The first stage of the spiritual awakening happened for me in 2012, started to happen for me in 2012, and that presented itself with me not wanting to be in this world anymore, and that developed into extreme anxiety that lasted for years. Even though the outer world was telling me by all means that there's something wrong with me, that I have to get back to normal in order to function like everybody else. Actually, I have realized later that this so-called negativity and this suffering was actually had a purpose and was actually taking me from the wrong path, yes, which have meant for me to get well and get back into this world, yes, like everybody else, becoming normal. But I was taking out of it, and it took me years to actually accept the fact that it is okay for me not to ever go back to a normal place of work in this world. And this many years, since 2012 till recently, of suffering from this anxiety that was actually coming up because I didn't want to be in this mean world anymore. So all these years of suffering for me actually were something that I have fought against my true self. Yeah, so this was kind of my soul was showing me that I don't have to be there anymore. But for me, instead of letting myself be the true me, I have felt like I cannot be the true me anywhere in this world, because this world is different, and it is, and it was. Because the outer society tells you, oh, you have to get well, you have to go back to work, you have to function. And then the ego tells you, how come everyone else can resist the pressure of everyday life, the pressure of a job? How can other people have the capacity to resist stress and hardship and tiredness, and I don't? What is wrong with me? So this was things that were running through my mind, yes? What is wrong with me? Everywhere where I went to see the doctors, to try another job, my family, all were telling me in one way or another that I have to get well and get back to work and do something with my life. And my self-esteem dropped even much more. But I didn't know then that that was the ego part of me, and that self-esteem belongs to the egotistic part of me. I have been put on antidepressant, which had helped, but at the same time have caused me some harm by making me even tired than I was before, to the fact that I have what society says it's ADHD, inattentive subtype. So I have been suffering, yes, had many periods of anxiety, extreme anxiety. Also, I have been like upset about me not being able to be well again and function like just like everyone else. I have gained a lot of weight because I have become more and more inactive. I to whatever reasons, I got even more tired and tired to the point that I couldn't do things like be on the computer, do or learn, like I've tried to learn to play piano, and I would get extremely tired in this area for whatever reasons. So this period of many years, which was had the point into taking me from the wrong way, the wrong path, but also I didn't understood what I was supposed to understand. So there's been a lot of suffering. There's been a lot of hiding and not wanting to be around people, which for me it was something normal. But my ego was telling me this is not something normal. Because I have felt different. Like, why am I the one that cannot be around people, cannot have conversations with many people, getting tired being around people? But now I realize that's just who I am and how I am. So all these years, which probably in this awakening process for me seemed like many, many years and a very long time. At the other levels where time and space, time doesn't exist, it probably took the blink of an eye. So all these bad things were actually for my good. Yes? All these bad things were leading me towards a wonderful path. So if you think that you have depression, you have anxiety and whatever, if you think that this is some kind of punishment, if you think and hear everybody else around you telling you that you have to sort this out, you have to get well, you have to get better, why do I have this? Ask yourself, maybe this is actually my soul trying to tell me something, because I'm sorry, my darlings, but it is not normal to be given the impression that we live in a free world, and at every step to encounter not freedom. Yes, and I'm speaking a lot of the places where we spend most of our lives at. Yes, which is the workplace. Yes, is the most time we spend, the workplace, the most time we spend out of our lives in order to survive. Yes, and it is not normal to become an adult. Yes, and people telling you, oh, you become an adult, you become mature. It is not normal to have a certain age and to go into the job and to be treated like you are a small, stupid child. It is not normal for you to overcome the limit that you have in order to have balance, to overcome the limit of your stress, to overcome the limit of how much energy you can give to working. It is not normal to just work and get tired and get in a state of not being present at all, just being like a robot, a suffering robot. It is not normal. This is not life. So afterwards, of course, you are, not all of us, but yes, all of us, in fact, are suffering in one way or another. If, for example, if someone is drinking in order to make it seem easier, taking drugs, having lots of sex, I don't know what coping mechanisms there are. And some are falling into the deep depression, yes, or deep anxiety. And they don't want to live this life anymore because it's normal, but society out there is telling us that. So instead of changing the workplace, yes, someone becomes so-called ill, yes, mentally ill, mentally distressed. And instead of you telling your pain, oh, this is my pain, there's too much to do, there's too much stress, there's too, etc. Yes? Instead of you telling your pain to the workplace that apparently has your best interest, yes? No, you are telling your pain, but instead you are being told, get better soon, get better as soon as possible, we need you functioning and stuff like this, yes? You are made to feel bad about yourself, and instead of changing the place of work, instead of changing the reality outside, we are being told to change ourselves. And we are being led to believe and made to believe that there's something wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with us. Not all of us have the nerves, the energy to overcome all this bullshit. Yes, it is not normal to not have energy, to not have energy and to be present, because when we are working, yes, we become like these machines, yes, continuous, and there's no moment of true relaxation and true presence, to the point that many of us, even when we go on holiday, it takes a lot of time to actually slow down, and we might not even be able to slow down enough to actually reach a very peaceful state of mind. So this is not normal. So every one of you who is suffering, yes, extremely depressed, extremely anxious, and whatever, know that you have the right to suffer, and it is normal to suffer. At the same time, know that you have gathered all kind of limiting beliefs all of your life from the outer society that somehow are stopping you in many ways to be your true, unique, wonderful, best self. Because that's how the society in this 3D reality is and functions. Yes, it's very clear. By putting messages that are completely not true inside your subconscious mind. And somehow every one of us are going to are living through different situations. Yes, so an example, let's say you are bullied in school for whatever reasons. And how do you interpret and put inside your subconscious the message that will then come from underneath and lead your life, lead the way that you live. How will that come? Will come like you against the world. What is wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. I will always find these bullies that will never leave me alone. I'm not as good as these people, or I'm too good and I'm not as bad as them, therefore I cannot defend myself. So this creates inside yourself a very big wound that leads your life. Yes, in a negative way. And that's how many so-called problems appear. And therefore, you find ways either to become like the bully, yes, and do the same in order for you to be able to function. Do the same to others in order for you to feel better, or retract a lot inside yourself and be scared of the whole world. Yes? And this is one thing, but many other things are influencing the way that you live your life, because we take information, translate it, and the information goes into your subconscious mind, and then you on automatic pilot, and it leads your life on automatic pilot from what it has learned. And because you are not conscious at all, because you don't analyze yourself, yes, because we do not stop and think and analyze, we are never taught this thing, yes? So we just function and function as it comes, yeah, from inside and from outside. So if we are lucky, we will learn some things, yes? We will become aware of how we are actually working. But if we are not lucky enough, then we will suffer, yes, or create suffering, or perpetuate suffering. So this is a big thing, like if you got bullied. Another big thing is my example. Even though, for example, I wasn't bullied, even though, for example, I wasn't beaten, but I have got so many messages from the person that has raised me, that was given, for example, negative messages and negative feedback continuously to my uncle, which was in my surrounding while I was growing up. Yes, so the negative messages weren't directed to me, yes, but the negative messages were directed to my uncles, toward my uncle, which were messages like from the person who raised me, messages like, you are a failure, you never did something good in your life, blah blah blah, you are a failure, you didn't manage to do that with your life, look at that person how well are doing, look at that person how well they are doing, they have studied, they have a good job, they have money, you are a failure, total and complete failure. Again, the messages weren't directed to me, because I wasn't a failure, but somehow I got the message interpreted. I got from my grandmother who raised me, that in order for you to be loved, yes, you have to achieve things. If you don't achieve those things, you're not loved or appreciated by the closest people into your life. And somehow this affected me later in life. Yes, affected me first when early in my life, when I was a teenager, about 16, 17 years old, when I was, becoming a teenager and coming into this space where you're looking for a partner, stuff like this. And I was okay with me having partners that were bad in a way. And when the best possible partner who was smart, kind, romantic, good-hearted, etc., when this version of this person as a possible partner came into my life, I didn't know then, but I know now. I was afraid and I was wondering, but I ran. Yes, I seemed to close myself to this person. And I realized that I had trouble understanding why this person, because this person was loving me a lot and liking me a lot. And I couldn't understand why this person loves me for no reason. Why I had this? Because the message that I interpreted from my grandmother was that in order for you to be loved and appreciated, you have to be in a certain way. Yes, you have to be smart, you have to be capable, you have to achieve things in life like study, have a good job, have money, have a good career, and everyone talking good about yourself, be the best. So in my mind in there, even though I wasn't aware but it was happening, yes, in my mind there, then I was like, why is this person loving me so much when I haven't done anything to deserve that love? Yes, when somewhere that I wasn't conscious enough, I was not liking myself enough, I wasn't trusting myself enough, and etc. So all of these things that we gathered and that we run through our filter, the way that we are made, it's going into the subconscious and leads our entire life, and we are not conscious about it. Another example of this crap that we take in is all the messages that we hear through television, newspaper. Yeah, I'm talking like in my period, yes, growing up. I'm almost 40 years old, so you know what I mean. So I took up messages that you have to be in a certain way, that you have to have a good appearance, to look. I had this idea of how good looking people are looking, and that if you look good, you have more luck, you are more liked by people and stuff like this. Yes, so for some reasons I haven't necessarily analyzed and that I'm not going to talk about now, some distorted information got into my subconscious mind that has made me, even though I used to look extremely good and extremely sexy, but I wasn't aware of that at all. I was afraid of the outer world. I was extremely shy. I didn't felt good in my own body, etc. So this is the first stage of awakening. The process, yes, it might be suffering. a lot of suffering. So if you have anxiety, depression, or whatever, think twice and listen to what I'm saying. Stop listening to the outer society telling you is something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You are a great, beautiful, amazing, powerful being. And you need to understand who you truly are. Stop listening of the outer society and start listening to yourself. Stop delaying the way to your true happiness. Just an advice.